last fire will rise. The last fire will rise behind those eyes. Black house will rock. Blind boys don't lie. Immortal fear, that voice so clear.
Hello, YouTubers. So today, what I wanted to kind of talk about, you've seen me talk a lot about how I've recently kind of fallen in love with board games. How I have a gaming group that it's a great group of people. And actually, it's you can see I don't know if you can see my shirt here. Brave New Worlds is actually the comic book store nearby me. That's where actually we hold our game nights. So I'm actually a huge fan of that store. You can check it out in Willow Grove, or they also have, I believe, a Philadelphia location. You can look them up online if you're within the area. So one thing I kind of wanted to talk about is like. Now, of course, I'm just a nerd in general, so of course, all these board games that I play, Zombicide, Last Night on Earth, A Touch of Evil, Mansions of Madness, stuff like that. Of course, they're right up my alley, but, one thing that I kind of don't talk about a lot, and one of the reasons why I love these board games so much, is kind of honestly, they've sort of taken on kind of a symbolic meaning in my life. And I know that sounds kind of goofy, so let me kind of explain. When I first discovered Last Night on Earth, all I had to do was play the game one time, and I was absolutely hooked, absolutely in love with the game. So I wound up getting it one year for my birthday. Now this was years back when I was still in a certain situation, let's put it that way, with a certain someone. And so I got the game new, and this certain someone knew how much I loved this game. All I asked was that on occasion we get a chance to play the game. That's all I wanted all I asked of this person, and it's just a kind of a sign of how my life was at that time, and it was it was kind of this game that I think was a big part, obviously not the only part, but a big part of finally making me realize that things just weren't right. And so part of that was, it's a simple thing to ask. All the things I did for this person, and I asked one thing, and it was too much. So, of course, we never got a chance to play that game beyond, like, one time. And that's actually what motivated me to decide. I was like, I'm fed up with this person in general. I'm fed up with, the way my life is. I really have fallen in love with this game. I want to play this game, so I found an excuse to find a reason to play that game more often, and wound up creating a board gaming group at my local comic book store. So, of course, I did that because it was fun, because because I wanted to, but at the same time, it was also sort of like it was kind of that first step in my freedom. So in a lot of ways, it's funny. Last Night on Earth has kind of taken a symbolic meaning, and that's why it means even much more to me than just being an awesome zombie board game. Because it was kind of that first step of my freedom. And through Last Night on Earth, I kind of I found my independence. I set up this group where I've met the most awesome friends. Just people that are really good for me, a really great group of gaming buddies and beyond and more. I mean, they're just plain my good friends. So it was, that first step, and I really kind of started to come out of my shell through that in a way that I never had before in my life and never really thought possible. Then, after a while of being in that gaming group, a new member joined and brought along Zombicide. And that was a lot of fun too. And then, as we started playing that a lot, and that brought in new members to our group who have become staples in our group and have also become really great friends. So then it's funny, like Zombicide also started to take on, I love the game just for it being awesome, being a zombie game. But it also started to take on a symbolic meaning to me, just like Last Night on Earth had, because, Last Night on Earth kind of helped me and was one of the things that helped kick me into my new life. Zombicide was one of the things that started bringing even more great people into my life in this gaming group. It's like I said, I mean, they're just the most awesome group of people. They are people that I would consider my friends outside even of the group. I know I talk a lot about these board games, and a lot of that's because I am a nerd. But in a lot of ways, they also have, as I said, like a a symbolic meaning to me. So, they kind of grew to be a very important part of my life for a number of reasons. So, feel free to share in the comments, YouTubers. Do you have anything like that kind of, it's something kind of goofy but took on more of an important, like, symbolic meaning to you? Or, any other topic, anything else you'd ever like to see me do an episode on, feel free to share that in the comments as well. Thank you, YouTubers. Have a nice day.
Cry, little sister. Come to your brother. Yeah. Change